What's going on, everybody? Kalip's Tech here, coming back at you with another video. This is the beginner's guide to the Umidigi Power 5. In this video, I'm going to be showing you some different tips and tricks for this phone to help you get more familiar with the device. But before we go any further, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. But with that being said, let's get into the video. So the first thing I want to show you is how to change the screen lock. In case you don't know what that is, the screen lock is basically exactly what it sounds like, how you unlock your screen. So let me give you an example. Right now, I have mine set to pin, and I also use the fingerprint scanner. So I'm going to show you how to set all this up. First things first, we're going to go to settings, go on down to security, and go to screen lock. You're going to have to enter your current PIN, which you basically get when you turn on the phone for the first time. Once you do that, you're going to be able to choose between none, swipe, pattern, PIN, or password. Password, of course, is the highest security, and none is no security at all. Now, if you want to use the fingerprint scanner, all you need to do is set it up right here. And there's also face unlock. It has really easy on-screen instructions. And for the fingerprint scanner, you can actually set up multiple fingerprints, but keep in mind you can't do this for face unlock. You're only able to use one face. The next thing I want to show you is how you can control the sounds. Sounds are really important because I don't know about you guys, but there are a lot of sounds that phones tend to make that I really don't like. So it's a good idea to get those out of the way and set up the way you want them right when you get the phone. So to do this, we're going to go back to our settings, go to sounds, and we have a few different options. So first things first, media volume. This is basically if you're playing a game, listening to music, watching a video, that sort of stuff. Media volume is going to control the volume of that. Call volume, this is actually not your ringtone. Instead, this is the volume of your earpiece when you're talking on the phone. Ring and notification volume, now this is going to be your ringtone, and it's also going to be your text messages, as well as your other notifications from different apps. Alarm volume, pretty self-explanatory. You can turn on vibrate mode, so even if you have the sound on for your calls, it'll still vibrate, or you can turn it off so it never vibrates. Do not disturb, this is pretty cool, because if you're in a movie, in a meeting, somewhere where you don't want your phone making any sound, you can turn this on so it's not going to bother you. Right here, we got the phone ringtone, you can change that. You can also change the notification sound. And if you hit advanced, you can change the alarm sound and mess around with some other sounds the phone can make as well. Now, one thing that goes hand in hand with sounds is notifications. Sometimes when you get notifications from certain apps, it can be really disruptive, especially if it's an app you barely ever use, because some apps will send you marketing notifications and stuff like that from time to time. And personally, I get really annoyed by that. So I'm going to show you how to disable that and go over some other things you can do with the notification settings. So we're going to go to apps and notifications, go to notifications. Now take a look at the recently sent section. What you're going to do is tap on see all from last 7 days. And as you might expect, this is going to show you which apps have sent you notifications within the last 7 days. And if there are some you don't want notifications from, you can easily turn them off. So we're back in the main notifications menu, and there are a couple other things I want to go over. First of all is the bubbles right here. This is basically a cool way to pop out your conversations so you can still have them while you're doing other things with your phone. So for example, if you're texting somebody and you're also browsing the web or something like that, you can have the conversation show up as a little bubble on the screen, and that way you'll still be able to see the messages as you're doing whatever else you're doing, and you don't have to keep going back to the messaging app. This also works with stuff like Facebook Messenger and I believe WhatsApp and a few others, so it's definitely a cool feature to have. The other thing you can do is hide sensitive notifications. So if there are notifications that have more private information that you don't want anyone who can see your phone to see, then you can turn this off so sensitive information won't show up on your notifications. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change the wallpaper. This is a pretty easy thing to do. All you're going to do is go to your settings, go to display, go to advanced, and select wallpaper. Now you'll be able to choose from wallpapers that are already on your phone or photos from your gallery. Changing your wallpaper through the settings is easy enough, but there's actually an even easier way to do it. So all you need to do is press and hold a finger on the home screen like this, and this little menu is going to come up. Now you can not only change your wallpapers, but also add and remove widgets and change your home settings as well. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to customize your system navigation. As you can see down here, we got 3 buttons, a classic Android setup, which makes a lot of sense because Umidigi's skin really has those stock Android vibes. But if you want to change things up a bit, I'm going to show you something else you can do. So we're going to go to our settings, go to Smart Assistant, and go to the navigation bar menu. So here you can choose from a few different arrangements for the buttons, and let me tell you, this is so many more options than most other phones. So it really gives you a lot more customizability, and I really like that about this phone. One thing that's really unique is this button right here that pulls down your quick menu. So you can go like this, and this is going to open your quick menu without you having to drag it down from the top. Another thing you can do is hide the navigation bar. So you can go like this, and then you get this little button down here and you can just hide it. And if you need it again, you can swipe it back up. Now being able to change the buttons on your navigation bar is cool and all, but what if you don't want buttons? Well, there's an option for that too. We're back in the Smart Assistant menu, and right up here, we got the system navigation. You're gonna wanna select this. And now, instead of having 3-button navigation, we're gonna change it to gesture navigation. Now, instead of buttons, there's nothing at the bottom, giving the phone a more modern, minimalistic look. Instead of pressing a home button, all you need to do is swipe up. To go to your recent apps, drag your finger up from the bottom. And to go back, swipe your finger from left to right, or right to left. Gesture navigation is really cool. I personally like it a lot because it makes the phone look a little bit more modern and high-tech, but it's really up to personal preference. There's no right or wrong here. I definitely recommend trying everything out and seeing which type of system navigation you like the best. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to take a screenshot. To take a screenshot with this phone, all you need to do is press and hold the power key and the volume down key at the same time. Really easy, the screen's going to flash. And there we have it. Screenshot's been taken. You can edit it, share it, whatever you want. Pretty simple feature. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to view the storage information. This phone definitely does have a good amount of storage on it, and it's good, especially if you're more of a power user, to check from time to time to see how much storage you're actually using and what on your phone is taking up that space. So to do this, all you got to do is go to your settings and go down to storage. As you can see here, right now we're using 14.93 gigabytes of storage, or 12% of the total. And right now, most of this is actually being taken up by the system. The system is usually pretty big, around 10 to 15 gigabytes is pretty normal, and apps really don't take up a whole lot of space. But after a while of using things and gathering a lot of data on these apps, it will start to add up. So it's definitely a good idea to check from time to time to see where you're at storage-wise, so you can decide if you have to delete anything. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change the screen timeout time. Have you ever been in a situation where you're trying to read something on your phone or maybe watch a video and your phone's display falls asleep? It's super annoying, and I'm going to show you how to fix this. So all you got to do is go to settings, go to display, go to advanced, and go right here to screen timeout. As you can see, I have mine set to 30 minutes, mostly just for the sake of this video. It's kind of hard to show you guys things on the phone when it's only going to stay awake for 15 seconds without me touching it, but you can of course do whatever you want. This is going to be different for everyone, and it'll really depend on how you use your phone, so I do recommend playing around with it to see for yourself which time works best for you. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to use auto rotate. Auto rotate is a pretty cool feature sometimes. Basically what it does is turns your screen on landscape mode when you turn your phone to the side. So there are actually 2 ways to toggle this feature on and off. The first one is through the settings. So you're going to go to settings, go to display, go to advanced, and toggle on auto rotate screen. With this feature on, you'll be able to do this. Now there's actually a much quicker way to control this feature. All you got to do is open your quick menu and simply tap on this icon. And right now, when it's grayed out, it's going to be off, but if I want it on again, now it's going to be on. Now there's one final thing I do want to bring up about this phone because I feel like it might cause a little confusion. This phone actually doesn't have an app drawer. I don't really know why because pretty much every other Android skin has an app drawer that I can think of, but this phone actually doesn't. So in case you're wondering how to get to the app drawer, you can't without jumping through some third-party hoops. But this was the beginner's guide to the Umidigi Power 5. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this information useful as well. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to learn more about this phone, definitely check out my full review of it as well. But that's it for this video. As always, I'll see you in the next one.